The last thing I'll share really quickly is I've watched student after student stand up. I know many of you are thinking about or have led some kind of faith discussion group in your sorority or fraternity. And there was one girl that will always be my poster girl for leading one of these things. Her name is Jenny Brown. She was a Theta at USD. Theta was like the quintessential, no one would ever come to anything Greek IB. It was like, there's always one house like that on a campus. Theta was it at USD. We would invite them, they were like, no, I'm not coming to that. No one would camp. I finally met Jenny Brown. She was a really sweet girl. And I'm like, she's like, I go to Mass, and yeah, I'm kind of a Christian. I was like, great, would you like to meet with me? She's like, I don't know. Anyways, we start meeting. She ends up meeting with me. I persuaded her to get coffee with me. We start meeting, talking about Jesus, and then I spring the question of hey, have you ever thought about leading a Bible study in your house? And she's like, no, and no one would come to that. Hello, I'm a Theta. I'm like, I know, but what if they did? And she's like, I don't think they would. And I'm like, okay, well, what if they did? Why don't we just pray about it? And she's like, I'll pray about it. So every week we would meet, and so finally she's like, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna ask people to do this. I'm like, okay, Jenny Brown. So she got up and she asked people, and a couple people signed up. Well, that whole year, I'm not kidding, Jenny Brown had her meeting and no one came. And the next week she would have her meeting and no one came. And so the third time, she's like, I've done this 3 weeks and no one's come. Do you think I should keep going? I'm like, I think you should keep going. Let's just keep inviting. Let's ask people if there's different times at work. We worked all those angles. So that whole first semester, she did it and no one came. Jenny Brown was like, I'm getting mad no one's coming. These are my sisters. What in the world? Why are they not coming? And I'm like, you should stand up and say that at your meeting. And just say, hey, why isn't anyone coming to this? I'm leading this. So the next week, little Jenny Brown gets up and she's like, hey, I've been leading this for 7 weeks. And no one's even come to I have free candy and stuff. You could at least come and hang out with me. Why aren't you coming? And they're all like, she's like, trust me, it's not going to be scary. It's going to be fun. Just come. So the next week, 2 girls show up. Okay? And Jenny Brown's it was really fun. They had a great discussion. The next week, 4 girls show up. And they have a great discussion. That whole year, those 4 girls met. No one else came. Now, fast forward, okay? Theta at USD. If you were to go to Theta at USD now, this is many years. Jenny Brown graduated about 4 or 5 years ago. They have 2 Bible studies in their house now, over 20 girls each. One is for non-Christians that come and are skeptical of faith and talk about all of their issues. One of them is for committed Christians. 2. So there's over 40 women in that one house meeting to talk about God. It's my favorite story. It's Jenny Brown and her faithfulness. Right? I know.